Welcome to today's training. Is that I want to show you how to use an AI writer. AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? How to use AI writer to write a book. And when you do this, you do not need to have any skill whatsoever in order for you to write a book. Go to the AI writer tool that we have. It's at aiwriter.zeroemployees.com. You have this if you are a mini course AI customer. By default, you get access to this, okay? When you log in there, it should look something like this. There are many other writers here. So for those of you who have mini course AI, just so you know, we have already upgraded the Z AI writer so that it also have a book writer. All you need to do is click on the AI book writer. Now, can you do this with ChatGPT? Yes, you can. It is just that it's going to be more tedious, more process, and so on. And when you use ChatGPT to do it, you got to train ChatGPT. But with our writer, it is already trained and done for you in this context. So the first thing we need to do in order to write a book is to have a book title. So click book title. Genre or the theme for your book. So let's say, let's have some fun. Let's participate in the chat there. What book you want to write about? How to improve your basketball. Okay, let's see here. So it's a non-fiction. And then core concept, educational book. Okay, so we can just say this is educational book with tips. Target audience, let's say newbies, okay? Newbies for playing basketball. What this book is about, tips on how to become a good basketball player without any experience. And let's just go a bit more creative with this on how to become a good basketball player without any experience playing outdoor. And we just say not a fit person, let's say. I'm just going crazy. I'm just gonna make it really hard. Like someone who is not fit and yet he can play basketball. All of this, I'm going to save this. I'm going to show to you why I will use this again. Numbers of words, because we just want to have a title right now, nothing too fancy. So let's say we say less than 5 words. Any keywords we want to have inside here. Maybe we don't need to. So let's just go ahead and click generate. Okay, outdoor baller, mastering basketball for newbies. Pretty good. So now we have our title and we're good to go. Copy on clipboard. Pretty awesome, right? That we don't even need to think and we already have the answer. So now you have the title. That is how easy it is. So let's go back here and go back to the next part. Table of content. Click here. Now keep in mind that I am not an expert in basketball. I have zero knowledge about basketball to teach about basketball. I just play basketball, and we just got this suggestion from one of the attendees who are suggesting let's write a book about how to play basketball. All right. So we're doing this in real time here. Topic, same topic. I'm just going to go ahead and paste it here. Tips on how to become a good basketball player without any experience and so on. So targeted reader, a new beast to playing basketball. Okay. Now we're gonna have a table of content for the entire book. Click on generate. You got all this? Title From Novice to Hoopster, A Beginner's Guide to Basketball Mastery. So you can use this if you want, or you can use the earlier title we have called the Outdoor Baller, Mastering Basketball for Newbies. I prefer the first one, Outdoor Baller, Mastering Basketball for Newbies. So now we have this. Okay, so we have all the table of content. It is all done. Okay. And I just need to copy this to clipboard. It's all copied. So I'm not going to read all of this because it's unnecessary. I just want to show to you the beginning part here, introducing introduction, embracing the journey to become a basketball player. Section 1, laying the foundations. Chapter 1, understanding the basics of basketball. As you can see, this is the most interesting part based on what I described in our AI writer. Section 3, navigating the game as a non-fit person. How cool is that? For instance, right? Someone goes to Amazon and search for playing basketball for someone who is not fit. I don't think you have competitors because this is called a long tail. Did you get that aha moment there? So now I've copied to the clipboard and I'll just need to go to the book chapter content, the final part. And then table of content, all I need to do is I just need to paste all of the table of content here. Now we're just going to do one by one. So we're going to get the AI writer to write the entire book for us by writing every chapter to get it done. So everyone can write a book right now. Seriously, my gosh. Okay, so chapter, paste the chapter's name from TOC and put here. Cool? All right. Add metaphor. Do you need to have a metaphor in this chapter? Probably we don't need that, so we skip that. Writing style, how you want it to be. Passionate, conversational, funny, how you want it to be. So let's do it conversational because we don't want it to sound like an academic writing because it's going to be very boring and dull, right? So once it's done, let's click on generate and just wait for a while. The engine is working. Congratulations, you have decided to embark on a journey to become a basketball player. Whether you're a complete novice or have some experience playing the game, this guide will take you from beginner to a hooper in no time. Basketball is not just a game, it's a way of life, and so on, so on, so on. So this is just introduction. You're done. Copy this part here. Okay, so you have done with the introduction. So I'm just going to paste this here. Now you have to do this a bit manual process because we are not creating an interface to churn out a book. I hope you sort of understand that. We're creating an interface to create the content for you. So if you don't mind, you need to still copy and paste. And if there is a struggle to copy and paste, I could not help you. I mean, that is the least work possible required to do copy and paste. So now let me just show to you how we're just going to continue. So we have that first part here. Now this is about 2,682 characters count. And that is about 460 words here. And this is just the introduction. Let's go ahead and do the first chapter, just the first chapter, and then I'm not going to continue because everything, the whole process will be the same. I'm going to copy section 1 here under the chapter. And this time we want to add a metaphor in this chapter. And then the writing style, perhaps you want it to be more passionate for the first chapter. So let's go ahead and generate right now and just wait for the engine to do its work. Okay, so here you got it, right? As the saying goes, a strong foundation leads to a sturdy structure. This holds true not only in building constructions, but also in the world of basketball. Now, why do you think this come up here? Because we have enabled metaphor. So you will find ways to relate the content to a metaphor that makes sense. for so that when the reader reads, it is something that's more interesting. So now you have all of this created written for you. And you can just continue to go through this process and click generate. And just wait for the engine to work while you take a sip of coffee. Chapter 1, understanding the basics of basketball. So you can just repeat this process and you have a book written. So we have created this so that it's about, if I'm not mistaken, this will write about 100-page book because we're targeting this as an ebook. Now, if you say that, you know what, I need it to be more than 100 pages, no problem, right? So all you need to do is now take this whole chapter here, and this is where you can modify and improve it by using ChatGPT accordingly. Let's share screen with you. By the way, are you impressed with how AI and our AI writer tool can literally help you to write a book uh, probably in less than an hour by just keying in, copy and paste, and you're good to go. And you just need to start by filling some of the parameters, which is just think logically, and then you have it. So as I was saying that, let's say you say, you know, I need to have more content. I need the book to be more and so on, right? Very simple. You just go to ChatGPT 4. Of course, you need to have ChatGPT 4 to do this, ChatGPT Plus. And in the custom GPT, there is a feature called Creative Writing Coach. Okay, so this is what you can do. Now, I'm not going to teach you about AI prompts and all those fancy stuff, although we do have a program called the AI App Entrepreneur, which I highly, highly, highly recommend you to join that program. But if not, then that's okay, because that is where we teach everything about AI and even to create an AI tool like this. But anyway, I'm just going to cover some really basic stuff about how to use ChatGPT here. So the first one is use ChatGPT 4. You need to pay, I think, $20 a month or something like that. And you can write on the custom GPT. So that's how you can have shortcut, because the custom GPT has already been trained to do the function of whatever the custom GPT is supposed to be. In this case, it's supposed to be about writing. So choose creative writing coach. And then I'm going to say this, just talk to it like you're talking to a friend or a friend who is a consultant for whatever problem that you're trying to solve. So I'll say this, I'm writing a chapter for my book about basketball. And I'm stuck in one of the chapters because I needed it to be more elaborated. So I'm giving my friend ChatGPT some context here. Can you please, you don't have to say please, but I'm just going all out by talking with a friend. Can you please elaborate and expand the chapter by about 50% more? Keep the chapter uh, writing tone the same. Okay, that's about it. Just gonna paste the entire here. And let's just wait. So this is the chapter. So now I'm asking ChatGPT to enhance upon it. This is if you're not contented with what you have and then you just want to improve upon it. See where I'm coming from? Of course, you can add more parameters into it by referring to ChatGPT and say, hey, when you write about it, do not include the topic of what, and so on, because those are the things that will be covered. So I could give this chapter and tell ChatGPT that, hey, the rest of the chapters are understanding the basic of basketball, developing fundamental skills, building endurance and strength. And chapter 4 is mastering outdoor court dynamics. So please do not include all of the rest of the chapters here in chapter 1. Did you learn something there? I just want to make sure that you got it because I'm so excited about how the way of content creation has been revolutionized. This is not an entire training about how to build a book business and so on. So I want to cover this part, and I believe that I've covered that successfully. So here's the thing. For those of you who already have access to my software, go ahead and do it and try, because I think that you're gonna love it. You're gonna get so much value out of it. For those of you who are not my customers, here's the link if you want to join. I will highly recommend you to join Mini Course AI because you get access to everything, the entire training. So let me just go ahead and share my screen.